Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Intellectual Films, and today we're going to be talking about the changes made to time events. We're going to go in a little more depth today, and I'm going to address some of the popular complaints. So, as I've mentioned prior to this video, in my previous video, of course, now you have 3 available plays. Of course, they've removed the timer, the 10-minute timer, for every available play, which is very nice. However, now for a refresh, you do have to spend 500 Essence Gems, which I'm going to explain why I think this is a good change. It's just far too easy, I think, to acquire these valuable material, I think, and to rank up all your characters to Gear 9. I think it should be far more difficult to do so. People are just getting rank 9 gear far too quickly. So I think this is a welcoming change. But let's go into these character conditions or requirements that you need to meet to actually play the level. So as you guys are aware right here, on today's day, the player requirement we have, the player level has to be at least 35. And legendary rank 1 heroes are required. This does seem like a bit much. I do understand that. Yeah, trust me, it can definitely seem daunting. But this is, for the veteran players, this is the challenge that they've been waiting for. So I'm going to explain to you guys why changes like this should be welcome instead of looked down upon. And why only the new players would be obviously the ones complaining about this. So in any game, the developers have to try to balance 2 things. One being the current player base, so that the players that have been around for a fairly long time. You have to continuously put out new content over time that will challenge them, and obviously one of the best ways, and I've suggested this before, is to have requirements that we have to meet, which incentivizes us to build up our roster. It's what we want. Now, of course, prior to this, I suggested it for PvP. I thought it would be far more useful for PvP, but they've actually done it within the time events, which, again, is totally fine, because I do, like I've said before, I do think this material is very valuable, and it shouldn't be as easy as it is. Also, one of the biggest gripes about this game that I had before this, I thought it was going to get very boring over time, because you can just rely on the same 4 heroes. Now, if you can get the 4 heroes up to Legendary and rank them up fairly quickly, you rely on these same 4 heroes for every single area of content in this game. Again, the game's not encouraging you to build up characters. You're going at your own steady pace, and I know you think that's what I want. It's really, it's gonna get very dull and very boring, and you're gonna turn away from the game ultimately. What the game has to do is, the only way this game is gonna pique your interest is if it challenges you, and the only way it can challenge you is, of course, make you go, oh, look, I have to build up, I don't know, Doomsday, or I have to build up Supergirl, I have to build up the new characters that they're releasing, because I need them to participate within this game mode. And of course, the new players, I really don't understand their perspective on this, because it's almost as if their idea here is we need to be able to participate in every single mode as the veterans, as if, the veterans have been playing for a while and they have, let's say, X amount of legendaries. Oh, I deserve this much, or I deserve to play in every single game mode. I think what keeps a game like most mobile games alive, and I look to Marvel Future Fight as an example, is, of course, you want content that the majority of the player base can participate in. However, you want there to be content that you have to work towards to achieve. Now, one of the better contents I think of is the world boss in Marvel Future Fight. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I do suggest you look it up. It's a fantastic idea. I absolutely love it. I don't know if it would work well at all in the realm of DC Legends, but it is a welcoming idea, I think. So I'm really struggling with understanding how people can really be upset about this. I think it's a great change. I really have to applaud the developers for this. It's about time. It tells me that, yes, I have to build up my characters. And again, I'm just going to show you guys an example here because I think this is a fair complaint. About the mystical characters. Now, of course, the downside of the mystical characters, most of the people that I know don't have enough mystical characters to even participate in some of the requirements. That is simply because a fair bit of, first of all, there's very little mystical characters, and second of all, a fair amount of them are behind a paywall, if you want to call it a paywall, but they can only be unlocked through the fragments that can be purchased through the shop. There are only a couple that are farmable, and even the ones that, for example, I have Raven, most people don't have Raven, and maybe if you started out, you don't have Swamp Thing either. So I understand that can be fantastically troubling for a lot of you guys with the mystical characters. However, it does give you something to work towards. Again, if this game is far too easy, and by easy I mean let's just build up the 4 characters and let's ultimately rely on those 4 characters, you will. This is the trend you will see. You will see the beginners. They will be very happy because obviously they can participate in everything, and the characters that they're building, the 4 characters that they're going to focus on, they're building up those 4 characters over time, and they feel like everything's fair. However, the veterans are not going to feel challenged whatsoever, and they will most likely turn away. That's why you need to add additional content. And of course, like I've said, they are adding additional content. You see here what they're doing here with the multiverse collapse, and you have far more hero challenges coming our way, which is quite nice. So they are adding content, and again, I do like that there are conditions for this as well. Again, overall, I think this just incentivizes you to improve your roster, which is what you want in this game, and hopefully it challenges you, which is also what a lot of us want. My message to the free to play players, which I am one myself, of course, or rather to starting out players, this can seem like a downgrade to a lot of you guys. I hope you will learn to appreciate it as other developers and publishers and whatnot have been successful with this. And again, I always point to Marvel Future Fight as being one of the more successful ones. I would look and see what they've done, and I quite applaud what they've done and the direction they've taken mobile games, and just their ability to kind of in no way force you to spend money, as some people like to assert that companies like WB do, like in their shop. Things are far too expensive. I definitely agree with a lot of people on that. I definitely do think things are a little too expensive. But it seems to me like they are trying to improve. They are certainly listening to people. A lot of the changes that I've seen on the Reddit that people have suggested, they have taken that into account, and in one way or another they've implemented. Again, this game has obviously been in development for 2 years, but it's been the worldwide release has only been out for about 2 months or so, a little over 2 months, and they're definitely improving it at a far faster rate than what they were doing in the last 2 years. So because of obviously the support that we the community are providing. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys ultimately think this is a good change that has been made in terms of the time events, or do you think that they should revert this back to its original form where there are no requirements? You guys just think the requirements are too steep and you would like them to lower them somewhat so they are a little more accessible to the newer players? Again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I will see you guys soon. Cheers.